apart into part the James Whale Radio Show.
Oh, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In our continuing search to bring you the best in musical sounds, we have a treat for you tonight. Let me tell you a little story. In the south of England, this is called a plectrum. But in the north of England, it's called a plonker. Ladies and gentlemen, Ivor Biggun! Hey!
John Thomas Allcock, he lived northeast of Whitstable. He's got that certain something that the girls find irresistible. He's a fine upstanding fella, and they say, for what it's worth, his mother was frightened by a donkey 6 months before his birth. And when the midwife heaved him out, the first thing she could seize on, it wasn't his arm, it wasn't his leg, and I guess that's the reason why he's the man with the biggest plonker in the world. He keeps it in his trousers tightly curled. It's a yard and a half if it's an inch, and it's more when it's unfurled. He's the man with the biggest plonker in the world. John Thomas Allcock, at school the kids all gathered round and said, please tell us, what is that behind you trailing on the ground? He said it was a python and it had got the mumps. Then he stuffed it in his ear and said, I am a petrol pump. He stuffed it down his wellies and the teacher said, now John, you'll have to stay behind when all the other kids have gone. And that's what's known as further education. But you don't get a certificate for it, because he was the one and only, indubitable, he was the man with the biggest plonker in the world. He keeps it in his trousers tightly curled. It's a yard and a half if it's an inch, and it's more when it's unfurled. He's the man with the biggest plonker. John Thomas Allcock, he grew up virile, tall and strong, and he became a chimney sweep with a brush attached to his remarkable dong. And then he went to China, where dragons can be found, and everybody said, here Luke, there's a bloke with one dragon on the ground. One dragon on the ground. A bloke with one dragon on the ground. Oh, thank you. That's my kind of people. And then he got married and he had 5 kids, and it comes as no surprise. He's got a lovely wife with a rather strange expression in her eyes, because she just stands there and goes, bah! Like that. She's also got lockjaw, but I won't talk about that, because she happens to know that he is the man with the biggest plonker in the world. He keeps it in his trousers tightly curled. It's a yard and a half if it's an inch, and it's more when it's unfurled. He's the man with the biggest plonker in the world. I've got to do the sad bit now. It's just a sad bit now. It's a sad bit. John Thomas Allcock, he died. Oh yes he did, and because of rigor mortis they couldn't shut the coffin lid. And now he's up in heaven and his kids are very proud to see their daddy's dongler come dangling through the clouds. And when it's dark and midnight you can hear the ladies sigh and whistle when the ghost of old John Tom goes slithering by, dragging his enormous equipment behind him, like a big pink train with a little purple carriage at the end. Because they know that he was the man with the biggest plonker in the world. He keeps it in his trousers tightly curled. It's a yard and a half if it's an inch, and it's more when it's unfurled. He's the man with the biggest plonker. What got an enormous stonker. He's the man with the biggest plonker in the world. Give it to me one time. Give it to me 2 times. Give it to me 3 times. Blues Master Bob, give me a great big finish. Go on then. Go on.